Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative. I'm the Gadget Lady. So today I thought I would go over a little bit of how this channel's going and where we're going in the future. I did this about 3 months ago, so this is about a 6 months update that we're going to do today. I just thought I'd talk a little bit about how I started, and so if you're new here, you're just getting to know me, and maybe you've watched a couple of my other episodes, but so I relaunched this channel in January, and it's just basically I was looking at some ideas, and I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and I realized there were some concepts that I could do myself that would be really beneficial, and I could actually work really at this and have some fun. And so that's really where it started from. I didn't know how long it would take before I'd make anything of it. So really, I didn't know how it was going to go at all. And so I actually had two channels. One was more of a play around channel that I was using more to watch shows and that, and other people, other YouTubers that I was watching. Sometimes I joined in on a lives, and I just got involved in a few things, and so those were fun too. I enjoyed doing those. With that channel as what I thought that one was the one I was going to use for this new channel. But as it turned out, both channels I've had for about 18 years. Started them both around the same time. And this channel was filled. 18 years ago I did Fame. It was what I was so into and everything, and I love performing arts, and I even did it as a camp program, and so I was really into that. And of course, I've said this before, but that is just, if you're getting to know me new, you probably haven't heard this before, but that is basically where I was really into a lot of stuff. So I really wanted to get into that. So I started it up that way, and I had the other channel was the one I was going to do, and it wasn't getting any real traction there. And I did a couple of episodes there, and looked at how do I get monetized, and and so I actually put in the thing to get monetized on both channels because they both had enough uh, to do the criteria for to do it. Anyway, so years ago, 18 years ago, the actual way that YouTube was not what it is today. Back in 18 years ago, you started off with you could upload anything you wanted to upload. Actually, I don't think there was a whole copyright issues and everything else back then because everyone was doing the same thing that I had done. You just basically take a TV show, or you took some music, or you took something that you liked and you showed it and just added it to YouTube's playlist, and that was all it really was all about. In fact, you could only put up 10 minutes of video or 100 megs. Today, if I'm doing 10 minutes, it's almost a gig and a half before I'm done. And so 100 megs would never have worked on those videos. So yeah, but if you wanted to go over 100 megs, you had to pay for it. YouTube wasn't paying anybody to do anything back then. And so everybody did the same thing I did. I showed bloopers from TV shows that I had. On my other channel, I did that. And I showed a couple of special moments that I had recorded. And so I showed that, and I didn't have any way of commenting on them or anything. Although back then, if I'd had that ability to do so, I probably would have done it back then. So that would have been cool. I just really didn't do it back then. And so, yeah. So I was watching other YouTubers though in the last I'd say it's almost 10 years now of that part of it that I've been watching, and slowly it became about you put out your concept and you get monetized and people are making money at it. And of course I had no time for that. I was working every day for hours and hours, and I had no way of having any time to do this. So and so now it's just become a lot easier. I have a couple of different cameras that I'm using, and I've learned quite a bit, actually. I've learned a lot about doing some editing and doing some decorating and just doing some concepts that I like to do. And so I'm still learning. You can still see the ring in my glasses, but sometimes I've had a way of moving around and it's not there. But today it seems to be in the glasses, so I apologize for that. But yeah, so I've learned a lot. And so I guess in February, so I restarted my channel in January. So in February, I applied in the beginning of the month for both channels. I put in for monetization because they both had the exact amount of the ability to do that. And this is the channel that they gave the monetization to. But I had a lot of other things to still jump through some hoops for it to really be really monetized. All of my old stuff, they didn't copyright because some of that was obviously on a copyright issue, but it was getting traction and they had a lot of views. So none of that is monetized. All that old stuff is not monetized. All the new stuff since January is. So it's getting me views. All of that will be wiped out eventually to, maybe members only, or it'll be just put to private at a later date. But I'd like to see this channel sort of grow a bit before I do that. Like I said, I'm getting all my views, a lot of my views that is going towards that view count is coming from those views still. And although that's not making any actual money, it actually is keeping this channel actually working quite well. My actual videos since January, they are all monetized, and they're making a little bit of money. They're not making a whole lot of money yet. When I hit publish, I'm not getting the thousands of views that I see a lot of others doing, but that's okay. I'm having fun with doing this, and that's all this is to me. This is a little bit of a hobby. I have another job. I make money at other places, so I'm not quite worried about all of that. If it makes a little bit of money for me to put towards something, I've got a couple of things that I'm looking towards that I'd like to do, and it'll come in time, and that's great. So I'm looking forward to that. So uh, as of this episode here, you can see it's close to Canada Day, and it's the summer, so my chair is decorated for all of that. I don't have my big flag because that's at my trailer. If you saw the trailer video, you've seen that big Canada Day flag that's up there. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, but my concept for this channel is actually being all about the alternative, and as I've mentioned previously in other videos, that's all about what you can see differently. How can you view something differently? How can you talk about something differently? It's not about somebody's way of. It's not about those alternatives that you're probably putting on that. But I wanted to talk about lifestyles, and so I'm going to be doing some of those shortly. I'm sure that those are coming, and different lifestyle, different ideas, different concepts in that should be very informative. And as I'm seeing some of the other ones that I'm watching, they're mentioning something that they, maybe they don't really realize that they could have stopped their video and find out what it's all about. But I've actually known about that item maybe, or I have that item myself, and so that's why I'm also Gadget Lady, because I have a lot of gadgets. I have always done that since I was a kid. I picked up a gadget here and there, and I just was always into really gadgety things. And of course, years ago, that would have been probably with a lot of batteries. But then I came into rechargeables, and so I usually do um, give off the concept for a lot of rechargeables as it is for that, because and so the item I will look for before I look for just a general item, is I've looked for the rechargeable version of that item. It's very special to me to do that because I don't have to look for batteries all over the place. In the case of a situation where you have to get out quick, you're not going to want to be looking for a bunch of batteries around. You want all your stuff to be rechargeable. If you have a solar panel available to you, or a solar charger, or just a block charger, that's actually really good to have. And I've put that into other videos, so that's another part of my concept. And so I want to show a lot of those gadgets. Um, and yes, that's content that I have. It's content I've already got in my, that I've already have. So, I mean, it's not something I've gone out to purchase specifically for content. Most of the items that I have are something I'm using myself, or I've got for somebody else to use, and I'm showing it because they have it. So that's what my other part of my concept being gadgets, and how to fix them. So if there's something that's going on with them, that is a common problem, or maybe an uncommon problem, perhaps you'll see as that goes on, I'm going to show how that works. Now, also as an alternative, I've got a lot of recipes. That includes a lot of things like food recipes that are alternatives as far as, you look at an item, or you look at how something, how a recipe is, how can you modify it to accommodate certain things. So let's say, my background being Jewish, as I had mentioned previously, so you want to make sure that it's kosher. Maybe you want to make sure that somebody has milk-free issues. They want to have gluten-free, they carb-free. There are certain things that they want to be avoiding in their diet. So you have to make sure that that is something that is an alternative. How can you change it, maybe in different ways for that concept? So I'd like to show those. Those are coming. I promise those are coming. But also makeup. I've also done a lot of dabbling with, I've used to purchase the makeup and stuff like that. Now I actually make my own makeup, perfumes, creams, a lot of stuff like that. And so as I did the other day with the mascara, it you find out how to make these things yourself. It's not so much the fact of it being cheaper or economically anything like that. It's just something that you can have a little bit of fun with and do it yourself. And so I'm showing some of those little do-it-yourself things. So I'm doing all of those. Now I thought about doing a lot of like commentary kind of things with this channel, and there will be some that I'm probably going to do. I wanted to stay away from the concept of showing somebody else's work, because that to me doesn't seem like something that's a good idea. So I probably will not be showing somebody else's work in my show, in my videos. But perhaps I might put in the description, if there is a timestamp to somebody else that is showing what I'm talking about, that I might do. But I probably will not actually show somebody else's work. Because to me, I mean, if you're going to talk about somebody else's work and you're making money off of their work, then, well, maybe you should be paying them for their work. And that doesn't seem, I'm not making enough on this channel to be doing that. I don't find the commentaries that are showing children, showing other people's children and then saying, well, you shouldn't be showing children. It makes no sense to me. Well, if you think that they shouldn't be shown, then they shouldn't be shown on your channel. And so that makes that, if they can't give consent to their parents on their channel, then they also can't give consent to you on their channel, on your channel. And so you have to think about that. And if they're going to be taken off of platforms like TikTok or even YouTube, then your videos are also going to have to be taken down too. So just think about that as well. Just putting that out there. And to me, that is why I really don't want to be showing somebody else's work. If I'm going to comment on something or talk about a concept, I may just wind up doing that instead. So just letting you know, that's where I'm looking at it. And so that's, I want to see a lot more for this channel. I have a lot more content to bring up and create. And so that's my plan. And I'd like to maybe show some other things. Uh, there should be, some events coming up over the summer and that, so I'm hoping that that's going to be something I'll be able to show as well, especially like Canada Day fireworks, and hopefully I'll get a good one for this year and be able to show it on my channel here this coming next week. So that's going to look forward to that. And like I said, there's lots more content coming for a lot of other areas that I'm going to be doing, and so I'm looking forward to that. And so I'm not short of content. Believe me, there's so much more I can do. So many other things that I'd love to be able to do, like obviously taking Tiffany, my husky, for walks. I got one in a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago. I got that one in, and I'd love to do more of those as things progress for this summer. So, um, and then when I said about not doing it during the winter, well, someone said to me, well, maybe you should do it during the winter and show what it's like. And so I might do that. There's all kinds of stuff that can be done here. There's no shortage of content for what my channel is about. I left it open to that because um, it's a broad concept that's about the alternatives, about the gadgets, about how to do things, how-tos, and I've got so much more coming that it's just hang on with me and we'll get to everything as I have time for it. I know, of course, like I said, I work during the day too in other jobs, so whether I actually have time to do a video, I'd like to see that I, of course, maybe do one a week if I can. And for right now, that's good enough. If I have time and I could do one a day, I would do that too, but I'm not guaranteeing it. And I was looking at doing lives, and there may be some chance I may do some lives coming in the future as well, but I don't have enough traction yet for that. When I have enough people watching my videos, I'll choose a time and really do a live. I'm not depending on anybody else for making my channel grow, but myself. And hopefully you can share my videos, and you got to this point already in this video, you can give me a like and a subscribe, and comment down below, and let people know what you think, and share it with other people, because some of my videos can maybe help somebody somewhere along the line for information, and I'd really like to see a lot more of that. So I recently came up with a new concept. This is a new concept for this channel, and I have no shortage of content, believe me, as I've just finished saying. But I do. My husband and I are superintendents of our building in here, and occasionally I get things in this building that are phenomenal things, and this is no shortage of one of them. Um, I sometimes somebody just decides to put something in a bin that we have here that they want to get rid of, and so this is a nice find for me. So if you've ever heard of the game called Outburst, this game here called Outburst, somebody left this and was tossing it. And I looked at it, and I had played this game years ago myself. And of course, my husband and I love to play games that we can play for 2 players, for 4 players, for more players. And so we enjoy doing stuff like that. But this gave me a new concept for this channel. So it's basically, the idea is you have some cards. And so these cards is part of the game. And you have, so there's lots of cards for this game. In fact, this one was never even opened. So someone was tossing this away, and this side was never even opened. I'm sorry about that. I hit the microphone. But this is an actual amazing find. So this gave me a whole bunch of concepts for my channel, topics for my channel. So basically the idea is it's a card that gives a topic at the top of the card. And so we can play along. And I figured we can play along on this. And basically it's this little red thing here that is a revealer for the game. If you've ever played this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. So basically, you put the card into it, and it gives you 10 items that that topic is related to. So I looked at some of these cards, and I came up with a brand new concept for this channel, which is basically taking that topic. I can talk about the topic, I can talk about those 10 items, and I can elaborate on those 10 items. I can add to those 10 items, and I can add a Canadian Jewish woman, lady, spin to them as well. So this is actually a very neat find. I was actually really excited when I found this find because it just gave me so many ideas that here's one part of this concept that we can do. I'm not going to do this giving the whole thing at every single episode, but I might do it on some of them. And basically what I'm going to do is give you that title in that card, and I can hold it up if you'd like or whatever. You can give me a comment down below of how you think that you'd like me to do this. But you can pause your screen and when you hear that topic, and write down a bunch of things about that topic, and then I'll tell you what those 10 items are, and see if you come up with the 10 items that are on this card. So you're playing along. Now, here's the thing. As I'm doing this, like I said, I'm going to probably put a Jewish Canadian female women spin on this because most of this is kind of old. If it was created back in the 80s or early 90s for some of these cards, I'm looking to look at seeing if we can get some new cards because seeing this idea brought up a whole bunch of other ideas for this. But yeah, so you can play along with that part of it, and come up with some of those things as well if you can think of some of the ones that I'm thinking of. And as we're going, that'll be another thing you can put into the comments if you got them right. So that'll be kind of cool as well. So hopefully that's something you'll play along with me on this concept. I am not TMing this concept, although I kind of just did a second ago. But yeah, so if someone else would like to take this concept and do it as well, I'd love to play along with them too. I call myself Gadget Lady in Gadget Lady Canada. I don't have a TM on that either. I would love to share the title with someone in the US, someone in the UK, someone in Australia, and I'm sure there's gadgets all over the world that we can share. And so this is all a bunch of fun for me, and whether I make money on this it doesn't really matter. I don't really. This is all the fun part of this. So here you go. I mean, just in this alone, there are 800 topics here. Now I do a topic a week, or I do an episode of my show a week. So I got 15 years worth of concepts, or 3 years worth of concept if I did it every single day, every week for however long. So who knows? I'm going to mix this in with my other concepts and my other ideas for this channel, and so it'll be a fun thing to do. I don't know how much traction that'll see, but we'll get to it. I mean, if it takes a year for that to take some traction up, then hey, it's like I said, it's all in fun, and hopefully you'll stick with me for it, and let's see how it goes. So I have plenty of content. I have plenty of ideas. If you've got some ideas for me, write them in the comments below as well. Some topics you'd like to actually see me do, or maybe there's a gadget out there that you'd like to see, and if I've got it, then I will do it. If you've got a question, I may do a video response, or I may do a response down below as well. I've done that in many other videos. I try to keep the interaction if I can, wherever I can. So hopefully you can give me a like and a subscribe, and this is all going to be some fun. So, miracles happen every day. I'm having fun with this whole concept and just being a part of this whole YouTube thing. And let's see how it goes. Have a great day, everybody, and Happy Canada Day, and I will see you on my next one. Have a great day.